Yeah.
So I'm live right now. And you can see right here people who are already on the and now I've got this going, so I'm gonna start a watch party. This place right here.
So you start out before you watch that.
What up? Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT. I am an alcoholic addict, and I'll be your host for this evening.
I'm Fleece Weaver. I'm an alcoholic addict's wife, and I'll be your co-host, here to answer any questions related to non-addiction, but married to one.
Oh, look at that. We got our biggest fan in the comments, Mr. Greiger. How's it going? Hey, Mama F. Kenny, how's it going? You guys hanging in there in this stinking virus? At least it's Friday night. At least it's Friday night, and we're sober, eh? We got a pretty cool show for you tonight. I'm going to do it tonight in 3 segments. So what I'm thinking is, because during the work hours, we got to get up early. We start our job at 4:30. Our shift starts, blah, blah, blah. We got to go to bed, right? So what I'm thinking is, during the week, Sunday through Wednesday, we'll just have like an hour-long show. But then on the weekends, we can extend our show into like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. But what we have for you tonight is we're going to go through some news like we always do in the beginning. We are going to, at 8:30, have a special guest from Baltimore. Her name is Lisa from Real Spill. She's a really cool lady. I've been going through her channel, and we're going to have her on. And then about 9 o'clock, I think we're going to finally jump into chapter 7 of our book. I know I've been saying that for a few days now, but I promise we're going to get there because we got to continue to learn. We got to continue to if we don't learn the tools that we need to stay sober, we're going to fail. If we stop on that, you know what I remember what we learned on the the down escalator, and you're walking up it and you stop, you're going to go down. So that's where we're at tonight. We're going to talk about an article that I found in LA Times. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Had the ad pop up on there. So how's everybody? Murd, you're here, right on. Sober J. Oh, the Sober Girls. There they are. That's the Sober Girls from Louisville. Let me put that up there, you guys.
Name.
Oh, look at that. They even got their thing.
Yes.
If you noticed, you guys, this is the girls from Louisville. They taught us how to say that properly, remember? It's not Louisville. It's not Louisville. It's Louisville.
Ooh.
And they are finally here with us live. We've been talking about them all week, and they hang out with us right here, pink, in the comments or in the picture. And so they're finally here with us. They can comment, ask questions, ask them questions, see what they want to say. What's up, Merk? Glad you're here. Alicia? Oh, there's a birthday girl, too, in Louisville. Her name's Crystal. She has the exact same birthday as I do. It was yesterday, 6 months clean. Everybody give it up for Crystal.
Woo! Good job, Crystal!
Oh, man. So we got a couple people hanging out on the sides here. I got a guy I work with. His name's Brian. He's just kind of watching over here, checking us out. And then we brought Felice's sister on to help with the comments. So she's on a computer over here. She's going to help us out with the links that we share and talking to you guys.
You've seen her in the comments before.
Yeah, she's the one that
wouldn't go grocery shopping for me.
Yeah, she wouldn't shop for us. What kind of crap is that? And then I got us a new book to go through at the end of the evening. It's called 24 Hours a Day. It's Hazeldean Meditation. And oh man, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Do I know his name?
He's been contacting me through email, and he suggested the book, and I downloaded it on Kindle, and we're going to go through that. It gives you an AA thought of the day, a meditation for the day, and a prayer of the day. It's really good. I was enjoying it. I was like, man, that's good. So we got 3 things we can go through now. We can go through our AA literature, or just for today, we can read our daily reflections. And then now we got this new one that has a great thought and meditation of the day as well. Who else we got hanging out with us today? What's up, Amar? How you doing? How you doing?
Mama
Go Crystal, Merck says. Look at them strong arms and dancing guys. Let's go. Oh, look at that. Link's in here. What are
Checking
you doing?
in loud and clear.
Raina, how's it going?
Hi, Rena.
Oh, and I think we just made it all the way through these comments. So without any further ado, let's get into this coronavirus update. I don't update it to get into it. I don't want to get into the specifics, but it ain't slowing down, people. But we are doing the right thing by staying home, washing our hands, staying 6 feet apart, and doing all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, back up, Brian.
And now finally Utah has made the case, and Utah is where we're from. And if I tore down this wall behind us, that is Ben Lomond Mountain right there. Is the peak. You could call that mountain Ben Lomond because that's what it is. I just took that picture today standing on our street corner. So in the United States right now, there's 277,355 confirmed cases. And there's 12,283 that have recovered, and there's 7,128 deaths, unfortunately. And Utah is now confirmed to having 1,246. It doesn't say anybody's recovered yet, but there have been 7 deaths, unfortunately. It's a sad time in our world, a time that we're not used to living in, but a time us addicts were prepared for. I just got off a Zoom. I've been on 2 Zoom meetings today, and I just finished a Zoom meeting before jumping on here. It's my home AA group, and we were talking about gratitude. And everybody's trying to be as grateful as possible. And it was kind of cool because we're all a bunch of alcoholic and addicts. We're all a bunch of people who had to learn how to cope with life on life's terms and have the tools to get through any situation and come out okay on the other side. So boom, this virus hits. We get locked in the house, and guess what? We've learned the tools necessary to actually get us through these times, taking it one day at a time, you guys. That's all we have to do. It's just today. Did you guys stay sober today? Be grateful. Did you wake up and have hot running water and washed your face with it? Be grateful. Do you have the virus? No. Good. Be grateful. So let's practice and really work through our gratitude lists, you guys. Yeah, Brent right here. He's the one that suggested that book. Thank you, Brent. We're going to be reading through that book today. So Mia St. John. Have you all heard of Mia St. John before? Uh-oh, I lost my page. But if you haven't, we're going to look at a little clip and give you an idea who she is. Oh boy, I lost it. It just started playing and now it's off to the races. Let me reload this link. Oh, there it is. Oh man, I lost it. But if you're a fan of boxing back in the early 2000s, this lady, they called her Knockout because she was really good in the ring. And she was also good looking. They called her the Knockout. Let me screen share this for you. But this is her right here. Will you put your headphones up to the microphone?
Yeah.
So they can hear this audio. She's the one on the left. Sorry, it's taking me a second here. But she's this one right here on the left. That is Mia. Check her out. I don't know if you can hear that.
Close to being stopped, in my opinion.
Well, look how close he is.
Step back.
That's why.
25 seconds to go in round number 4. Another big round for Mia St. John. Known throughout her career for her boxing ability and beauty, but she's showing us some toughness and some strength and some combinations. And you can hear it and see it. Nothing left.
It's over. That's all.
That is Mia St. John. See how tough she
I
is?
wish I could be that tough. I got
She's
hoops,
tough.
but it don't mean nothing.
And guess what, you guys? She's an addict. She's an alcoholic, just like us. And there's an article in the Los Angeles Times that just came out yesterday about her, and it's called Sobriety, A Struggle in Time of Isolation for Former Boxer Mia St. John. And the article goes on to say, Mia St. John sighed as she searched for the words to describe the despair she felt on the day of her relapse. She just relapsed. So she's going through what we're going through. And I know I was like, why do we focus on the famous people? Well, why do they get all the credibility? Well, they're the ones they put in the news. And I like it because it shows that they're not above us. Everybody, addiction will get you. And it doesn't matter who you are. And they're going through it just as much as we are. And this is what the article says. She says, there was such, I don't know, just like a sense of isolation. she said. The 52-year-old former boxer had driven to one Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, then another, only to find neither was in session. Her next stop was a grocery store where she purchased a bottle of wine. And that was that, she said. I was gone from there. When she regained consciousness, she was in the driver's seat of her car, parked in the garage of her own condominium complex in Marina del Rey. The episode frightened her. She had abstained from drinking in the week or so since, but she said it was very difficult. And the problem she encountered when she relapsed remains a major source of anxiety. A county order has prohibited public gatherings, and AA isn't exempt. The ban frustrates St. John, who typically attended 6 meetings a week and had found online alternatives to be too impersonal. So if you guys are going through the impersonalness, the Zoom meetings aren't as personal. We can't get in there. We can't hug people. We get it. And it's affecting everybody. And then she vented on Twitter. She said she wondered how the Los Angeles mayor, Eric Garcetti, could allow restaurants and bars to deliver alcohol but not permit AA groups to meet. Got to keep the alcohol industries going, she wrote, emphasizing her point, adding 5 icons and bags of dollar signs on them. St. John said she hoped Garcetti would read the message and grant recovery groups permission to meet. She now has an idea she thinks would satisfy both her and the mayor, taking inspiration from how some supermarkets have placed strips of tape on the floor 6 feet apart to help customers maintain a safe distance from one another. And why couldn't they do that at AA meetings that she's saying? So she's out there fighting for these AA meetings to, respectfully, healthfully, and safely have our meetings. And I agree. We could probably do it safely. There was a time that St. John was one of the most famous boxers in the world. Her nickname, the Knockout, had a double meaning. She was a former model who stopped 5 of her first 6 opponents.
Dang. She
emphasized that I need to go to my meetings every single day, and the fact that I don't have that anymore has been really difficult. You guys think about that. So along with Eric Butterbean, you guys remember Butterbean? She regularly appeared on the undercards pay-per-view boxing shows in the 1900s.
1900s. She's real old.
Yeah, she's really old. In the 1990s and the early 2000s, including some headlines by the Oscar de la Hoya, she was considered something of a novelty act, but was skilled and resilient enough to win multiple world championships. She was 38 when she lasted 10 rounds against 24-year-old Holly Holm, who went on to become the UFC champion. The success masked St. John's demons. Things aren't always what they seem on the outside, huh? Just like all of us. St. John says that she was about 10 when she sneaked into her father's liquor cabinet and had her first drink. She attended her first AA meeting at 12, and she was in recovery before her 21st birthday. St. John attended AA meetings throughout her 65-fight career, which ended in 2016. She endured tragedy in the recent years. Her 24-year-old son died by suicide in November of 2014. Her world crashed again in February 2019 when her ex-husband, Christoph St. John, died. So she's going through tragedies as well as we are. Christoph, an Emmy award-winning actor on the soap opera The Young and the Restless, blamed himself for the death of their son, who suffered from schizophrenia and drank himself to death, Mia said. Mia had her first drink in 30 years after Christoph's death. Wow. So she was clean for 30 years, and then she drank after her husband died. St. John described the 14 months since then as a struggle. I need to go to my meetings every single day. This is something that I have to do because I have to force myself to get out there and to interact with other alcoholics and to share and to talk about it. It's a necessity for me. And the fact that I don't have that anymore, it's been really difficult. So many recovery groups have moved online and encouraged their members to attend these meetings via the internet. St. John tried a couple of the virtual sessions. She says the ones that I've seen that are posted, you go in and it's Zoom or Skype and there's hundreds of people in there and it's just not the same. St. John's reaction to the understandable said, or St. John's reactions are understandable, said Leslie Gold, the founder of Strides in Recovery, a nonprofit organization that uses running to assist recovering addicts. Gold recited a line made from famous writer John Hari, the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. You like that? The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it is a connection. That's pretty crazy. I feel bad for her. I feel her pain, you know. Hey, Debbie. Thank you. I was on a Zoom meeting with Sober James today, and he noticed that I was still wearing the same shirt as yesterday because my shower schedule has completely changed.
We're on the night schedule.
We're on, our schedule's completely changed. Jennifer, welcome. Glad you're here. Sober Girls from Louisville say, wow, we have someone here who can relate to death later in life, starting alcoholism. Oh, man. It's tough, obviously. And the cool thing about the famous people who are alcoholics is when they throw out a tweet, it gets noticed. And then the LA Times write an article about you. And the possibility of the mayor seeing this compared to if I tweeted something out is way better. So not only is she like one of us, but she's on our team and she's fighting for what we need and what we desire. Who else we got in here? Hey, Danielle, Kobe, ¿cómo estás? Nice to see you. Lisa D. Hey, Jen. Omar says, Merk, different people recover at different rates, bro. If that's how she has to do it for now, then that's how she has. What did Merk say? I missed a Merk comment.
Butternuts murd. Merk sounds a little like she's putting the blame.
Where?
One more up.
All right, here. Merk says, sounds like she's putting the blame everywhere but on herself. Yeah, well, Merk has a good point. I agree with that too, because there comes a point in time at the end of the day when we talked about this, I think Wednesday, maybe Tuesday or Thursday.
Fine.
But at the end of the day, she's not the reason I drink. She can't make me feel anything. I'm responsible for my feelings anymore. She can influence them for sure, but the way that I handle and control them is up to me.
Yes.
So in a sense, yeah, she is totally guilty of not working her character defects or working her program, especially if she knows the program to work on. But at the end of the day, we're all addicts. We're all humans, and any one of us could fail at any time. But I agree. I can agree with both of you. Alicia says, yep, some days it's so freaking hard, but when you don't want to go to a meeting is when you need it the most. And then when you don't want to go to the meeting, it's probably been about a week or so since you stopped going up the down escalator. You know what I mean? That's when the relapse starts. And that's why we focus on the books we focus on, is to stop that progress to relapse. Because relapse, the end of relapse, the result of relapse is drinking or using drugs. So her relapse probably started before that. From what we've been learning, right? We agree with Mark. Yeah, see, them girls are in a rehab center right now, so they are probably getting beat up real good by a counselor. And I can guarantee what my counselor would say, and it would sound pretty much exactly like Merck. But we got to sympathize. We got to empathize because we've all been there. Raise your hand. Well, it's almost like throw the first stone, you know. Raise your hand if you haven't been there. But thank God we're on this side of it, because if it weren't for the grace of God, finish that sentence. There go I, right? Of course we do, but you.
We didn't want to have our sister-in-law say hi.
Who?
It was on there. You didn't read it. Right there.
Hi, Mom.
Debbie Greger.
Hey, your sister-in-law, say hi.
Have your sister-in-law say hi.
Oh, Alicia, poke your head in here. Everybody wants to see who you are.
Hi, Mom.
Mostly Mom. Mom wants to see who you are.
We got Alicia over on a different computer helping us out with the comments. And
everybody, this is my little sister who really is about 6 feet taller than me.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, that's funny. And in about 10 minutes, we're going to have Lisa from Real Spill join us. And she has a channel that is awesome. And I think me and her have a lot in common. Remember how I've been talking about anonymity, and anonymity is out the window, that people are they're coming out, and people need to realize that, you know what, we're addicts, but we're people too. And if you don't like us, oh, well, get over it. We are who we are. What we've done is made us who we are. And honestly, the normies out there could use some 12 steps in their life. And so us coming out here and just spilling our guts, that's what we do. And I think a lot of people are going to do this, are not following our lead, but are out here doing it. You know what I mean? We're coming online, we're sharing our short stories. And so Lisa, she's got a channel where she spills it for real. And
My auntie's
I'm
on there.
impressed.
Hi, Auntie.
here, control it.
Aunt Barbara says good job.
Oh, on Facebook?
Thank you.
See that thing?
Well, you're doing a good job. I just seen her on Facebook. She just popped up on my Facebook.
So Merge says that Mia St. John is a fantastic humanitarian trying to help the homeless and provide as much mental health care as possible while getting them clean and sober. Awesome. She's doing good things. And even though we look up to people who seem to be doing that good, are still in danger of a fall, in danger of a relapse. And that's where our humility has to come in. It's the meeting I go to when I don't want to get most out. Funny how my HP works. 2 times to go to meetings, when you want to go and when you don't want to. Yep, those are the only 2 times. Yeah,
That's so
James
true.
knows. I think he says, praise the Lord. All right, where are we at here? Polly. Let him without sin step forth and cast the first stone. Exactly. So we empathize with her, but at the same time, let's remind ourselves that it is up to us and we are responsible for our recovery. And the day that we stop on that down escalator, we stop moving forward, you're either in a recovery mindset or you're not. And the moment you switch over to the not, you're on your way to a relapse. And that's when relapse starts. That's when you start feeding into your addict's lies. You start feeding into your character defects. You start being self-pity, full of all, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. What did Jennifer say? I tell everyone that I have no anonymity because I know my story can help others. Amen, Jennifer.
Yes, that's awesome.
I agree. And it does. How are we going to help people if people don't realize that we're just like them? Because a lot of people, and I heard Sober James saying this morning, that he thought he was unique and alone, that, you know, being a recluse drinker and hiding out was something only he did. And if we don't go out there and show people, hey, there's a lot of people out here just like you, they're not going to get the help that they need, because none of us are unique. You go to these AA and NA meetings and people think that their story is the most spectacular or crazy, and it's not. Our stories match dang near exactly, just different times and places, and maybe it's a different Doug of Toys, but it's the same stinking addiction, and you got to let go of it. So that's what happened to her. Mia, she relapsed just a couple days ago. She was in her car when she woke up. That's not good. How many of you been drunk driving? Yeah. So that's our news for today. And I have Lisa backstage right now, so we could probably pull her on.
Hello,
bit early.
Lisa.
She is here. Let me get that one out of the way. Let me go through a couple more of these comments, and then I will, without further ado, bring Lisa to the show. Oh, I got to get my headphones on too. If it is to be up to me, some people do live by that. Some can't, but I know it's not my cup to be judged. Yeah, agreed. Hey, Alan, a long time no see. Glad that you're here. I've never heard a person who is just coming back from a relapse who says it was great out there. I've learned to learn from these people, not to go out and try out the waters of addiction. Amen. Definitely emphasize, but still have to learn how to take ownership and look at yourself and not to place the blame on everything and anyone around you. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Brent says, I can tell when I need a meeting. My dry drunk comes out. I start getting ugly, hating people. Then I have to tell or talk like in the email. And I figured out Zoom did 2 meeting on that. Yeah. And I appreciated that email, Brent. Thanks for reaching out. Those are really encouraging. When I pop in and I get an email like the Louisville girls, their emails, I look forward to those. And their little pictures right here. And then we get to have them hanging out with us. It's fun. But it encourages me. It wakes me up and instantly puts me into a mind of gratitude. But all right, so without further ado, I want to introduce Lisa from Real Spill. And what we're going to do is we're just going to treat this now at like it's a speaker meeting, okay? I'm going to throw her on, and she's going to tell her story to the fullest extent that she wants to tell her story. You guys ask questions. I'll throw them up on the screens so that she can see. I will have the camera zoom in and out and have her. So don't think we blanked out or anything. I'm going to have her come on, just her on the screen, and that's what you'll be seeing. So without further ado, everybody give it up for Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, how's everybody
Let me
doing?
get my headphones on so I can hear.
Yeah, we forget about this part.
Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me good?
Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Hear me?
Yes.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you? It's nice to finally talk to you face to face.
Right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. How we doing this? You just want me to start with my story, or?
Yeah, just introduce yourself. Tell us all about you, and then tell us how you got into addiction and how you came out into recovery and what your plans are for the future.
Okay. First of all, my name is Lisa. I have a channel called Lisa's Real Spill. My addiction, I got into addiction. First, I started smoking cigarettes. Let's start there. I was smoking weed and cigarettes. Then a family member of mine turned me on to China White, okay? And it took off from there. Let me explain something first before I go into that. I don't really drag my story out, because we all ended up the same place. You know what I mean? I'm basically going to tell you what I started from, and then I'm just going to go into where I ended up at and what was my turnaround.
Perfect.
A family member of mine turned me on to China White, okay? And at the time, I knew I was doing something wrong. I snorted heroin, okay? I knew I was doing something wrong, but I didn't know that heroin was going to take me where it took me to, okay? Nobody explained to me, the outcome of it. I knew I was doing something wrong. And to be honest with you, when I first started, I liked it. I tried it and I liked the feeling of it. And it took me off from there. And what happened was one day I woke up and I was feeling terrible, right? Like I was coming down with a bad cold. So I said, what is going on with me? I went to the store. I think I spent like $25 in cold medicine. Okay. And I came back and I got in the bed and I started taking the cold medicine and drinking tea, hot tea and stuff, because I was thinking I was just coming down with the flu or a virus or something. I went to the store to get me something to eat and I ran into a buddy of mine and she said, what's wrong with you? I said, girl, I feel terrible. I said, I done bought some cold medicine and stuff, I said, so I'm taking the cold medicine and drinking some hot tea and everything. I said, I feel terrible. I said, my whole body aches, and my nose was running and stuff. And I really didn't know what was going on with me. And she said, girl, let me tell you what's happening to you. And she said, you illin'. And I was like, what? She said, you illin'. I said, what is illin'? And I was like, I know I'm illin'. I said, I got a cold. I was like, I know I'm ill because I went and got more cold medicine and stuff. I said, I know I'm sick. She said, no. She said, I'm going to tell you what to do. And then you call me. So she told me to go buy me some heroin, okay? And that's what I did. So I went back in the house, and I'm not lying. I hit that heroin. I felt like a brand new person. I really did. Everything that I was feeling left me. And I got up, took me a shower and stuff. I was in there. I was like, yeah, I was good, So I called and I was like, man, I said, what is illin'? I said, you said I was illin'. I said, I know ill means sick. I said, but explain it to me. She said, no, girl, you was dope sick. And I was like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. She said, yeah, that's what was wrong with you. I know when I went and got me some more, it just all went away. So I was like, wow, I had never heard anything about illin'. That was my first time actually hearing. I knew ill meant sick, but not the way she said it, Right. I was like, wow. I kept going. Okay. I had money every day, so I kept on going, but I was hiding. Okay. The only person that really knew was the person that turned me on to it. Okay. So as time went on, my look started changing. My skin was getting dark, and things like that. And my mother said to me, she was like, what's going on with you? And I was like, what you mean? And she was like, you don't look well, And I was like, I don't know what you mean. I knew what she was talking about. She said, Lisa, she said, whatever you're doing is catching up with you. And I was like, Ma, I'm good. I just kept telling her I'm good. Well, as time went on, everything just turned around. It wasn't for the good, it was for the bad. Okay. Like after 6 months, I was beat up. And when I say beat up, I was beat up physically, but I was more beat up mentally than I was physically at the time, you know. And my mother was noticing. I think that's what really started bothering me, is that she was picking up on it, you know.
Yeah.
And she was throwing little hints and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do something, because she on me, you know.
How old were you about this time?
I was like about 23. I was like 23, 24.
Okay.
Because I started this like right after I got out of school. Okay. And I had my first child when I was like 19. Okay. So I started this, I was about 23, I'm gonna say 22, 23, somewhere around in there. And so when she kept coming at me, you know, with little stuff, I was like, man, I'm just gonna fess up, because I was getting tired of hiding it, you know.
Yeah.
So I went in her room one night and I was just sitting there, and she was like, Lisa, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. She said, you want to say something? She said, you're mighty quiet. She said, you don't look right in the face. She said, you act like something on you. She said, and it's on you real, you know, it's really on you. You can tell. And so I said, she said, you want to talk to me? And I said, yeah. I said, but I don't know how to talk to you. And she said, well, you talk about everything else. I said, but not this, you know. And I said, I think I done got into something, and I didn't know what I was getting into. And I said, I'm caught up. And she said, don't tell me you're pregnant again. I said, no, I'm not pregnant. So I said, Ma, I'm going to talk to you. I'll talk to you later. And she said, no, come on, let's talk about it. I said, no, I'll talk to you some other time, you know. And she said, what if another time don't come, you know? And I said, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. She said, tomorrow may not come, you know? So I went in my room and I was sitting there and I was like all up in my head, because she was right, you know? And of course, I went in my room and I started sniffing more, you know? And it was just sending me crazy. Like, it was really wearing on me mentally, you know? So the next morning I was up. When she got up to go to work, I was up. And she said, I went in her room and I was sitting there with her. And I said, man, I was like, I'm doing something, and I know that you're not gonna like it. I said, but I'm doing something that's not right. But I need to tell you, because I'm caught up, you know. And she said, Lisa, you getting high? I was like, oh, I just broke down and started crying, you know. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, who did you start getting high with? And I just looked at her and she said, never mind. She said, you know, when I looked at you the other day, I knew something was wrong. She said, but I didn't want to just come out and accuse you, you know. She said, I wanted to give you a chance to come and talk to me. She said, and I've been praying. She said, and I started praying. I've been praying ever since. So I was like, I didn't want to tell her, you know, who turned me on to and everything, but she knew, because she said it to me, but I didn't agree with her, you know. I didn't agree with her. I just listened. I didn't say, no, you wrong, no, you right. I didn't say nothing. And of course, in between her talking, I was just booing, you know, because I knew my mother was hurt. You know, I knew she was devastated when I told her that. And from that point on, I couldn't seem to get it together. I would get clean, I would relapse. I would get clean, I would relapse. I would get clean, I would relapse. Okay. Then I had my second child. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. The disease is just so crazy, because when I would get clean, I would get pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, wow, I'm serious. It was like, damn, I would get pregnant. And I would stay clean the whole time I was pregnant. But as soon as I would have my baby, I would start dipping and dabbing again. I couldn't, you know, I couldn't just stop. So I was like, man, this thing is really, beating me up. And it, like I said, it hadn't really hit me physically, but it was like destroying me mentally because I wanted to stop, but I didn't know, how can I put it? I wanted to stop, but I felt like I wasn't that bad off. I know some of y'all right, and then when you know you're wrong, and things are catching up with you, but you still don't feel like you that bad off, because I was having money, and so when I wanted to get something, I was able to get it. Well, as time went on, them days went where that money was like, that money was getting funny, and I was starting to do more. Like my habit was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, And so as time went on, my mother was like, she was coming down on me and she was like, you got to do something. She said, you can't do this. She said, you got these kids. She said, and you can't take care of them while you get high. She said, you just can't, So of course I ran in treatment and I would stay clean maybe 3 months. And I was all getting high again. Well, eventually she put me out. Okay. She put me out. And she was trying to do tough love, but it wouldn't last that long, because my kids was like, I want mommy. Where's mommy? I want mommy. And she never told them what was what, but she would tell them that I was going through something and I needed to get things together,
How many children did you have by this point?
I had 2.
Okay.
I had 2 at this time. And of course, I got pregnant again. Okay. I got pregnant again. And so, like I said, I stayed clean while I was pregnant, but I ended up going back. Okay. And I just, to make it, I just couldn't stay stopped. It was hard for me to stay stopped. I just kept getting high. And I didn't, I tried crack. I didn't like it, because it had me hyped up, looked stupid. So
Yeah.
So I stuck with the heroin, and sometimes I would smoke weed, but I just couldn't get it together. And like I said, my mother kept putting me out. I would run in treatment, and basically that's how it went. That's how it kept going, And then she said, then it came to a point where she said, look, I'm gonna take the kids because I put you out, you go in treatment, you get back in here, you start using. She said, so I'm gonna take the kids and I'm gonna get temporary custody of the kids. So I was okay with that. I was okay with that because I needed to get me together. I knew I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a good mother with using,
Right.
So I went in treatment again, but this time I stayed in treatment for like a year. Okay. And when I came out, I stayed clean for like 3 years. And man, I relapsed. And I went and told my mother, as soon as I relapsed, I did go and tell her. I said, I relapsed. And she said, Lisa, she said, what? She said, well, how did you do what? She said, I'm not understanding. And my mother really didn't understand about addiction, okay? She was an alcoholic, like when I was little, when I was real little, she would drink like on weekends, and she would work during the week and drink on weekends. And when she got tired of drinking, she just stopped. And she never picked it up again. So she felt like I could do that.
Right.
She kept saying, I don't understand. Because I would drink on weekends. And then when I got tired of doing that, I just stopped. I don't understand what you're doing. You got kids, you got responsibilities, this, that, and the other. And she just went in on me. But I couldn't get it together, man. I just didn't understand, you know, well, I don't know. I just couldn't stay stopped. This is the bottom line.
You're addict like we are.
Right. So I kept using, and my mother died.
Oh yeah.
And so that was like, that was hard. That was hard. But I ended up living with my sister. I went to live with my sister. Well, that was like that was like a nightmare. Because you know how somebody claimed they want to help you, but they beat you up more so than help you?
Yeah. Yep. They're judging you, not helping.
Right. And that's what she did. She beat me up more so than help me, you know. So I went and got on the MET program. And that was like, I didn't know why I did that. That was a nightmare. Because I got on the MET program and then I started popping pills with the MET, you know. And so I was like, Dad, you know, I went from one thing to something worse, you know. So I went and I got off the MET. I asked them for a detox. And I got off the MET. After I was completely off of there, because they took me down real low and then they just stopped me.
What is it? The MET? What'd you say? It's it's a what? Oh, methadone. Okay. I was an alcoholic and a tweaker, so I don't know the opiate thing. I never got into opiates.
Yeah, I got on the methadone because it was just like I couldn't get myself together. So I thought that would help me for a while, you know, and then I could come off of that and be okay to stay, you know, to stay stopped. Well, that was like just going to another drug, but it was free for me. You know, it worked for some people, but it didn't work for me. It was like I was actually going to get my blast every day, you know, but I didn't have to pay for it. That's just how I looked at it. So I came off of there, and then they told me they wasn't gonna take me up high. They was gonna leave me on a low dosage until I asked to come up, and come to find out I was on 95.
Oh wow.
You know, because I was wondering why I couldn't like stay woke. I would get on the bus and be going home. I'd be out of it. The bus driver would have to wake me up.
Oh damn.
And this was before I even started taking pills, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand. I'm like, if they got me on a low dose, why I can't stay woke? You know?
Yeah.
So then, of course, my sister, she jumped on that and, you know, drugged that out and everything. So as time went on, like I said, eventually came off the MET, and I was like, I gotta do something. I went in treatment again. Okay, and I stayed for like a year and a half in treatment.
So you have 3 kids at this point.
Right.
You've been to treatment. This is your second or third time?
Oh my goodness. I think this was like my fourth or fifth time in treatment.
Oh damn.
Yeah, because I was born and then I would get pregnant, then I would stay clean while I was trying to baby, and then I would end up getting high again.
So you're about in your early 30s then?
Right.
At this point? Okay.
Right. So after I came off the MET, I went back in treatment again for like a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
I came out, I got pregnant again. Okay.
Number 4?
Yes.
Okay.
At this time, I was 35. No, I was 38.
Okay.
When I was pregnant with my last child. Okay. And I found out that when you know how they take the test with the liquid and test the test and everything around your baby, I found out she was Down syndrome. Okay. So now I'm really going crazy. I'm like, Lord, what are you doing to me? Because I'm like, I can't take care of this baby. I can't even take care of me, you know? So how am I going to take care of a baby with Down syndrome? You know? So I was all up in my head, like, you know, like tripping. I was really tripping. So I started searching for her a family. I said, let me find her a family. I said, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd rather find her a nice family, somebody that's going to take good care of her, you know, because I didn't want to keep her and then they end up taking her from me because I can't take care of her and she's going to the system or something, you know. So I said, I'd rather find her a family. Well, after I had her, I went in treatment. I wasn't using at the time. I went in outpatient, okay? Because I wanted to stay straight. At this point, it was like, I can't explain to y'all what I felt. It was a feeling I got. I wanted to stay clean. Like it would, I can't explain to y'all. It's something that came over me. And it was like, this is it for me. This is it. You know, I got to get it right. I can't go back. It was something in me that said, you can't go back, you know? So I went to outpatient and I had got a counselor and I started going. They told me I had to do a 90 and 90. And my counselor got mad with me because I was like, I don't like the NA, you know, and I didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. I was the newcomer in the building. And I just felt like all them stories, the war stories they was telling about how many ounces they had, you know, how much they had on the table and all that. Well, by the time the NA meeting was halfway through, I wanted to use.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I went to my counselor. I said, I can't do the NA meetings. I gotta, you know, I gotta find something else that's gonna work for me. I say, because every time I go to the meeting, by the time the meeting over, I want to go use, you know, because they up there, it was like they was glorifying, you know, the drugs.
More war stories than recovery stories, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just feel like when you a newcomer, you don't want to hear that, you know, when you sitting there and you know, you going through what you're going through. The last thing you want to hear is something like that, sounding like people glorifying, you know, getting high.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
It was a trigger for me. And so I went to my counselor and I said, I gotta work something else out. I said, I can't do the meetings right now. So I had to go see her every day, and then I would go see the psychiatrist like every other day, right? And then they had meetings at the treatment center that I was at. And so I would go there for the meetings, you know? And so that worked for me at that time. You know what I mean? That was working for me. I had to, because it was a thing where, so I was trying to do what everybody else was doing, but I learned that I had to do what worked for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I couldn't do what everybody else was doing. I had to set up a program that I felt like was going to work for me. And so that's what I did. With the help of my counselor and my psychiatrist, that's what I did, you know? And so I went on and I, you know, attended the meetings and stuff and went to see them like I was supposed to. Well, things started to, you know, my life started to shift for the better, you know? And as time went on, of course, I had my baby. She ended up staying in the hospital because she had a bad heart, you know?
So was she born? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but was she born with Down syndrome then?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And by her born with Down syndrome, she came with complications with her heart. And they had to do open heart surgery. Okay. So after I had her, I was able to go home, but she had to stay. So they did the open heart surgery that following week. She was like 3 months old. They did the open heart surgery and everything turned out good, you know. And of course, I was going back and forth to see her in the hospital. I was spending the night and stuff like that, me and her father. And so everything was good, but I still was up in my head and I still was like all over the place because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to take care of her, you know. because have you now, I was still trying to keep me together. I still wasn't where I wanted to be with my recovery. So I just didn't know if I was going to be able to, you know, handle all that. And so her father was like, well, I can, you know, whatever part that you can do, I can also help. And that was okay, but I didn't know if he was going to be able to handle it either. You know what I'm saying? I know he was willing to try, but I didn't know if he was going to be able to handle all of that, you know. So anyway, she ended up staying in the hospital till she was like 7 months old, which was a blessing to me because it gave me more time to work on me, you know, because at this time I was still clean. Okay. So, before she came home, a counselor and a social worker and a few other people sat down and they talked to me, you know, and they was asking me what did I want to do, you know, as far as her, was I going to be able to take care of her, you know, and stuff like that. And when you talk to these people, you got to be careful what you say because they'll flip your words. You know what I mean? They were like flipping my words and they was making it seem like I didn't want her, you know. Yeah. And so her father said, Lisa, don't say nothing else, you know. He said, we're going to take care of her because, you know, and I shut up. I didn't say nothing else. And he said, we're going to bring her home, you know. And I just shut up. I didn't say nothing else. When he said, Lisa, be quiet, I shut up. Because I seen what they was trying to do, you know. And then the social worker was like, you know, because some people don't, you know, I understand because some people don't, you know, want kids like this. And I'm standing there like, Miss, are you serious? And I'm looking at her like, it's not that I don't want her, you know, but I want to make sure that I can take care of her.
Right.
You know? But they was flipping it and stuff. So I'm glad he told me to be quiet. And he said, we're going to bring her home. So we didn't say nothing else in front of them. But after we left and he was talking to me, he said, you know what? He said, if we decide to find her home, we'll do it after she comes home. You know, he said, we're not going to mess with these people. He said, because these people is trying to put stuff in the game. He said, so we're not going to mess with them. If we decide that we can't take care of her properly, then we'll find her a home, you know. And do it like that. And so I said, okay, you know, but for some reason, when I went to talk to these people, I didn't want to give her up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
to make a long story short, it's so much more to my story, but I don't want to just drag it out. But to make a long story short, you know, I feel like she saved my life because I was determined that I was going to take care of her. After I got her home, I was determined I was going to take care of her. And so with me setting my mind like that, it also kept me from using.
Oh, good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just thought at that time, I thought it was going to be a lot on me. And
sorry to cut off, but Danielle asked you, so you still have your daughter then?
Yes. She's 11. She's 11 now. My kid Down syndrome. My other kids are grown and she's 11. And, you know, because they told me she wasn't going to make it past 5.
Oh, wow.
And all this, you know. But she's 11 years old and she is something else. I'm telling you. And she just changed my life, you know, in so many ways. She strengthened me, you know, in a lot of ways. It's just, you know, it's just so much, y'all. I can't really explain to y'all, like, because every time I talk about it, I get full and I want to cry, you know, but she just changed my life so much, you know. I didn't go back to using. I had 11 years clean.
Amen.
I
That's
didn't
awesome.
take using. I don't drink. I stopped smoking the cigarettes. You know, like blessings on top of blessings been happening. You know what I mean? I ended up getting my own house. You know, I had to go in the shelter for a while, but I was okay with that. I was okay with that because what happened was I went and I applied for this apartment. And really, I had applied for the apartment. I forgot about it. Okay.
Yeah.
When I went in this shelter, the people called my sister number and asked that I still want an apartment. I was like, of course. Did you tell the people? Yeah. So she was like, well, I didn't know. I said, how you didn't know? And I'm in a shelter, you know. But I called them back. And believe it or not, I had to go right up the street. Where I was moving at was right up the street from the shelter. Right? And I was in there in like a month and a half. I was able to move in the apartment. It was just, and then I moved from there and I ended up getting this house that I'm in now, a great big old house. It was like just things started happening, you know? And I was like, oh man, God is good, you know?
Yeah.
She's the miracle you needed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you know, and I was going crazy because I was like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to take care of her. You know, when you caught up, your addiction is something that you really have to work on. You know what I mean? You have to be sure of yourself when it comes to that addiction. You have to really, really work on it, you know? And so that's why I was so like going crazy up in my head. Like, am I going to be able to really do this? You know? And her father was like kind of slow, like, and I didn't know if he was going to, you know, be able to do it by himself. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, but after I got into it and said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to stay clean and I'm going to do this.
Yes.
That's what I did, you know?
Yes.
But God is just so good, y'all.
He is.
We can relate to that story well. We have a son who was in a terrible accident back on 2017, and it completely changed his personality, changed who he has TBI, he has a traumatic brain injury.
Right.
And he's affected pretty heavily by it. And he's almost 3 years since the accident. And his attitude is brought. It's amazing how much joy God can bring out of a situation that when you first are going into it is completely tragic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we relate, giving me chills over here.
I feel you on that because like I said, when I found out she was Down syndrome, I was going crazy up in my head, you know? Because I just didn't think it was a lot. It's a lot to take care of her, you know, and then trying to deal with my addiction.
Right.
Like, am I going to be able to do this? You know, but I'm doing it.
We're proud of you. That's so
that's
awesome.
Every Down syndrome person I've met, they just have the biggest hearts. They're like the biggest sweethearts.
Yes. Well, she can't talk, you know. She says mama, you know, she wears that name out. She's not talking right now, and she's still on the tube, the feeding tube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We did that.
But other than that, she's doing great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They teach you how to be selfless and to just love unconditionally.
Yes. Yeah. Even my daughter, like even my older kids, she changed them.
Mm.
Yeah.
They stopped being selfish, and you know, because of course they was mad with me because of my addiction, you know, because as they got older, I was still doing things. I had to come clean with them, you know. At some point, when your kids start growing up and they start noticing stuff, you got to come clean with them. You can't keep lying to them.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So at some point, I had to come clean with them and tell them what was going on, you know? But, and I thought it was going to hurt me more so than help me by me being honest, you know? But that's a chance you got to take. I feel like it's better to be honest with them than to keep lying to them and stuff, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. But if you're honest, they won't resent you later for sure.
But I noticed the more you lie to them, they get angry.
Yep.
And they hold on to that anger, you know? Because my oldest son, I think he's still kind of angry right now. I mean, we talk and stuff, but I think he's still kind of angry. But like I told him, whenever you ready and you want to sit down with me and you want to tell me how you feel, I'm with it. You know, I'm with it. Because you gotta let them, you know, you can't get mad with them because they not ready.
Right.
You know, because they was there when you weren't ready.
Yep.
You know, so you can't get mad with them because they not ready to accept you the way you want them to accept you. You know, and he keeps saying, it's not that, Ma, it's not that. And I know he's dealing with some other issues as far as himself, you know, but I think some of it is towards me, but he doesn't want to tell me. You know, he keeps saying, Ma, it's not that, it's not that. You know, and I said, well, whenever you're ready to let it out and talk to me, I'm here, you know, because I want you to free yourself so you can feel better.
Right. He's got to recover too. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's a family recovery after that, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And so, you know, my other family members though, they didn't understand, and a lot of them used to, but they covered it up. You know what I'm saying? They dipped and dabbed, but they just stopped and they covered it up. They don't talk about it. I talk about mine. I'm not ashamed of what I went through, you know, and I talk about it. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
You know? And because it made me stronger. When I started embracing it and talking about it, it made me feel so much better.
Me too.
You know?
Let me ask you the same question I ask all addicts and alcoholics that I come across.
Okay.
To be who you are today, would you change anything in your past, the tragedies and the addiction that you've gone through to be who you are right now? No.
Everybody said no.
Nobody says yes. I wish it was different. Isn't that amazing that the stuff that we go through, I mean, what I went through, what I put our family through,
Right.
and I wouldn't change it.
Right. But you know what? Because it made me a better person.
Yep.
It made me a stronger person, you know, and I look at things so different now. So I wouldn't trade it in.
Right.
And still, to this day, I'm still growing. You know,
Yes.
I'm still growing. So
It's like on this side of recovery, something comes off your eyes and you can see clearly, and you see things that you wish that what we like to call the normies, the people that don't drink or do drugs, that
Right.
they need to see.
right.
And that's what's cool about this whole COVID crisis. We're all stuck in the houses, and the tools we get to lean on, we're going to come through this better and stronger than they will because we know how to practice just for today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's why I did the video today called Newcomer. I did a video called Newcomer because I know right now this is very, this can be very, how can I put it? For newcomers, this can be very scary for them because this is isolation.
Yeah.
You know? And isolation can make you relapse.
Yes.
And so that's why I did the video today on Newcomer. It's called Newcomer. And that's why I did that today because it had me thinking about the newcomer. And I always consider myself as a newcomer. I don't really, talk about how much time I had. I always say just for the day. You know, I'm a newcomer. I always classify myself as that, So.
That's awesome.
I've noticed a lot of people that make it years, they say that same thing just for today.
Just for today.
Because they know it's one day at a time.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you can slip at any moment.
Yep.
You can slip at any moment. So.
Absolutely. I'll make sure I get that. Oh, I got to change the battery in my camera. You see that light flashing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pull you on full screen, let you keep talking, and I'm going to switch my battery real quick.
Okay. Is there any questions? Anybody want to ask me something or something? It's a lot more to my story, y'all, but I'm writing a book. And so I didn't want to spill all the beans.
You're going to leave us hanging because you got to get the book. I'll be buying that book when it comes out.
Yeah, I am. I am writing a book. because I went through so much. Getting bored, she said, getting bored is reoccurring trigger. Finding coping skills is a must. Finding something to occupy your time is essential. It took me long time to do this, but it has contributed to my sobriety immensely. Okay, that's right. That's true. We have to stay busy. We have to find things to do because boredom can really be dangerous for us. That is so true. Yeah. And I'm really glad that y'all invited me to y'all platform. It's so comfortable over here.
Awesome. Yeah, we're glad to have you. It's fun.
It really is. Like, for real, a lot of people, like, I've been on a Free People platform and I wasn't comfortable, because it wasn't my type of environment. It was messy. It was a messy thing, and I'm not a messy person. I don't like the drama and stuff.
Right.
It had me feeling like uncomfortable, so I didn't go back.
That's
and
great.
The guy hit me up and he was like, I haven't seen you. And I was like, yeah, I've been busy. I've been honest with him and told him, your channel just a little too messy for me,
Well, now he knows.
Yeah, that's true. If he run across this, he know now. But I'm not mad, Well, I hope he don't get mad. I just don't like them messy channels, like with other YouTubers and stuff. And I didn't know his channel was about that because I had never looked at it, So when he invited me, I was like, sure, And he was like, you can give your opinion about the things that we talk about because you're much older than we are. And this, and I said, okay, well, cool. But when I went on there, I was like, I didn't really say nothing because it was like, he was beefing with other YouTubers.
Oh,
It was a mess.
Yeah.
So I didn't really say nothing, and I hurried up and got off of it too. I didn't stay long.
Yeah, this channel is dedicated and devoted to recovery.
Right.
And people, and the newcomers, just like you said, because I'm pretty new myself. I just got 6 months clean yesterday, me and Crystal from Louisville. And yeah, so it's about getting through that first step of getting clean, the hard part.
Right.
And then understanding once you get rid of the alcohol, you still got the ism. If you have alcoholism, you know what I mean? And cleaning up some character defects. And that's why we go through books like this, staying sober, so that we can continue to learn, continue to educate. And then we got tools to lean back on because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, especially in times like today, just for today.
Yeah. And that's what you have to do. I know I'm going to tell you something else that worked for me is that when I have cravings, I tell on it. I'll call somebody quick and be like, man, I'm having a craving. Give me about 15 minutes of your time. Let's talk.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
I will. I'll do that quick. My sister, I'll call her in a minute. I'll be like, yeah, what are you doing? She said, I'm at work. I need about 15. Give me about 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
That's good. Is this the same sister that you lived with?
No, not her.
Okay.
But yeah, and she'll sit there and she said, "Oh, you going through something?" I say, "Yeah, I'm going through something. I need you about 15. Give me about 15 minutes."
We had a
and talk to me, and it'll pass.
Yeah, it does pass. We had an earthquake the other day, about a week ago now, and we got evacuated. Oh, it's been 2 weeks now, probably. But we got evacuated from our building, and that just all the people gathered together after an earthquake. The world felt like it was ending. I had an urge to go to the liquor store and start partying. It was weird.
Right. But you didn't go, did you?
Nope.
I know that's right.
And I said it out loud to everybody as soon as I felt it. I was like, dang, I want to drink.
Right. Yeah, that's how you have to do. You got to tell on it.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. When I started doing that, it seemed like it made it easier for me. The cravings, when I started telling on it, And I got a brother that he drinks and he still uses and stuff, And so I don't really, deal with him like that. And he gets upset because he thinks that, he say, I think I'm better or whatever. And I'd be like, well, that's what you think. That's what you're saying. I said, but I don't think I'm better. I just know that, Me being around you is dangerous. You know, at any given second, I can go back to where I was at.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to do that. I said, you should be able to understand that. You know, I said, but if you can't, hey, look, I still love you, but I'm out. And I hurried up and got off that phone. He stay mad with me, but he should be able to understand. You know, he's been in recovery before, so he should be able to understand. You know, I was always told if you keep going to the barbershop, you will get a haircut.
Yep. We say that out here too.
Yeah, and that is so true.
And you're out in Baltimore, right?
Yep.
Okay. How's everything out there in your town? How you hanging in there with the virus and stuff and all that jazz?
I'm staying in.
Yeah, us too.
Staying in. That's all. You know, well, you know, Baltimore is crazy anyway.
Right.
Oh, we have a lot of killing and stuff going on here. But I haven't heard about too much since this been going on. You know, but I'm quite sure somewhere they're still doing what they do. You know.
Yep.
I was thinking about relocating because it's really done got bad. You know, the kids can't go outside and play and none of that. It's really bad up here. Yep.
Yep. All right, so that's Lisa from Real Spill. If y'all get a chance, go to her channel.
I like you, Lisa.
I like you too, and I love y'all. Channel is so comfortable over here.
It's the people in the comments that keep it comfortable because they're really solid in recovery. Right. And honestly, me getting on here, reading their comments, and knowing that I can, because I'll come on here and spill my guts too.
Right.
The other day, I was having some bad character defects and, you know, being in self-pity, and I was just about to make a compulsive, stupid decision, and I got to come out up here and talk about it, and then you get the encouragement from them. And
right.
Yeah, I love it too.
You feel better. You feel better. You gotta let it out. Don't be holding stuff in. Let it out. I used to do that, and I would end up using. I used to hold it in. I did. I used to be feeling some kind of way, and I felt stupid. Like something was telling me, "Don't say that. You're gonna be looking all stupid," you know. But now I don't care. I don't care how stupid it may sound. I say it. If it's something that's making me feel uncomfortable and it's dealing with my addiction, I'll say it. I will say it. I don't care. I just let it out.
That's good.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up and move on to our third section. So everybody want to say thanks to Lisa? In the comments, we'll shoot them up there on the screen. Can you see their comments, Lisa?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Can you see the Facebook ones too, or just YouTube?
Just YouTube.
Oh, okay. There's a huge one here from Brent. I didn't get to read all the way through it. Boom, look at that thing.
That's huge.
It's been very awesome listening to you, Lisa. And great job to the host. I like talking to you today through email. Also a messenger, a lot better. I wouldn't change the way it went. He said he wouldn't change either. I made a really good friend today. Toolbox are good night. Right on.
All right.
So you're reaching people in these comments, and they're feeling you. A lot of the comments rolling through are a ton of relating to you.
Yes. Thank y'all, and I appreciate for y'all listening.
Kind of like the online means better than person ones. So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm with her on that. I like the online ones too.
Yeah, me too. Wait, I was in 2 today. I went to 2 Zoom meetings today.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's saying thank you and they love you.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, so if you want to stick around, I'm going to jump into chapter 7. I want to at least get a couple paragraphs of this, and I keep telling everybody we're jumping into chapter 7 all week, and we haven't.
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to pull you off the screen, and you can hang it. And
all right.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Awesome. What an inspiration, all the way from Baltimore. It's far away. That was great. So like I've been promising y'all, at least I can, this last 15 minutes or so, get through the first couple paragraphs of relapse prevention. Yesterday, we went through the 6 stages, which I believe there's only 5 in recovery, right? We get into that maintenance stage after we've done the action stage. And this is where we get to practice and use the tools that we learn
For my
and
ears.
press forward through recovery so that on times like these, when the world is crashing down around us, there's a virus, the news is scaring everybody, we can lean on, but we can only lean on those tools for so long before we need to learn new ones or keep our minds refreshed and press on through recovery. So I'm going to read a couple paragraphs out of this. We'll discuss them and we'll call it a night probably here in about 15, 20 minutes. It says most relapse and addiction is unnecessary. Many alcoholics relapse because they do not understand the process and what to do to prevent it. If you don't understand the process of relapse, you're not going to know what to do to prevent it. Appropriate action on your part and the people in your life can prevent or interrupt the relapse syndrome before the consequences become tragic. Planning for relapse minimizes its destructive potential. Relapse prevention planning can give you a sense of security, and you will know that you are doing what is necessary to avoid relapse. You can identify early warning signs and develop a plan for interrupting the relapse syndrome if it appears. Relapse prevention planning should be an essential part of your recovery program. So once we go through, what is it? Pre-contemplation, contemplation, then you have preparation, then you have action, and then you have maintenance. And in your maintenance stage of your recovery is when you want to start focusing hard and learning like the 37 warning signs of relapse. Those are posted on that private Facebook page. We'll put that in the comments. And if you go on that private Facebook page and join us, you can continue this type of conversation all day, all night, and then look at those 37 warning signs. You can go through there and see if you see any of those within yourself. And then if you do, you know it's time to chop that. You maybe have stopped going, you stopped moving up on that down escalator. So prevention planning for relapse minimizes its destructive potential. Excuse me. The steps of prevention planning are number 1, and there is 9 of these. So I don't know if you want to grab a pen and write these down. You're more than welcome to take notes as we go through these types of books. So the first one we're going to talk about is stabilization, is getting yourself in control. The second one is self-assessment. Find out what is going on in your head, in your heart, and in your life. The third one is relapse education, and that's what we're doing here. Learn about relapse and what to do to prevent it. Number 4, warning signs and identification. Make a list of your personal relapse warning signs. Maybe I'll throw all these up on the Facebook group page as well. So if you can't keep up as I'm reading them and writing them down. Number 5 is warning sign management. Learn how to interrupt warning signs before you lose control. And then inventory training. Learn how to become consciously aware of warning signs as they develop. Review of the recovery program. Make sure your recovery program is able to help you manage your warning signs. And then involvement of significant others. Teach others how to work with you to avoid relapse. So I like that number 8. I'm going to stop on that one just for a second. In my IOP, when we had to transition, we had to write a relapse prevention program. And in our relapse prevention, we always had to write what we wanted the group conscious, what we wanted our spouses, our brothers or sisters or kids, what could they look for in us to see if we were being triggered. And mine was, if I get bored, if I stop being aggressive towards my recovery and reading books and telling people. And, you know, a lot of people like, if I'm isolating, if I stop going to work, you know, what are these warning signs that they could look for if you're not talking about it? So make sure that people around you know that you're an addict, you know what you've gone through, and make sure that they know what to look for in you as a sign, so they can ask you, hey, are you all right? Because sometimes, you know, they tell you to call your sponsor, and you know the saying, the phone weighs 1,000 pounds, and that kind of stuff. And then follow up. Update your relapse prevention plan regularly. So actually take the time tonight, tomorrow morning. I'm sure the sober girls in Louisville, they're probably going to have to write one. But write yourself a relapse prevention plan. And in a month, go back through it and rewrite some more. And look, maybe Google relapse prevention plan outline. I bet you they have something out there. Maybe I'll find it and we'll talk about that next time. So number 1, it says stabilization. Before you can do relapse prevention planning, you must be in control of yourself. Stabilization means the process of regaining control of your thoughts, emotions, memory, judgment, and behavior after you have relapsed. This is a time of crisis for you and your family. The relapse has disrupted your life. It is normal for all of you to feel frightened, angry, disappointed, and guilty. You need help. You need to turn to people you can trust and depend on and can help you take the steps necessary to reestablish your sobriety. If you are unable to maintain consistent control of your thoughts, emotions, and behavior, you should consult a professional counselor or a treatment center. You may need professional help to getting stabilized. So that number 1 is stabilization. You got to stabilize that mind. And if you're new to sobriety and you've ruined your brain cells basically with alcohol and drugs and the habits of surviving, telling lies and stealing and burning bridges, you have a lot to work on. So if you're just like me, 6 months in and you're battling these things, it's good to have a counselor on standby. Luckily with the IOP that I was in, I have one on standby. I could show up there any night and be welcomed with open arms and spill to a group of people who get me. And I could share my darkest secrets and they're going to help walk me through it and keep me from relapsing. And we also could go there as a family too. If you have a counselor that you can take your family to help stabilize as a family, because it's a family recovery. That's what this is about right here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be weird if you were just doing it by yourself. I would feel really left out, I think.
Yeah, Lisa, you can get this book. Unfortunately, I'm not an affiliate of Amazon, so I don't have a link in my description yet. But just Google Staying Sober.
Yeah.
By Terrence
We put
Gorski.
the book right there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, Lisa, that was really great. I'm really glad you came on the show. I'm glad we got to meet. And we're all out here together. We've all burnt the bridges. Really related with you and your daughter's story that hit home with us. What did Raina say?
Oh, when's the book coming out?
Oh, is she writing a book? Did I miss that part when I was changing the battery?
Lisa's writing a book. I will be buying this
Well,
book.
we're getting that book. Darn right. Krista, right on. So you're a new face in town. You have 6 years sober. That's a long time. That is 5 years and 6 months longer than me. What was your drug of choice? What did you, how did you do it? Tell us how you did it.
Oh, you didn't tell us how you did it yesterday to get to 6 months.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did. Oh no, that was my Zoom meeting.
Yep.
I told them.
Tell us how you did it.
How did I stay 6 months sober? Well, I've already told it. I've told you guys a million times, but if you're a newcomer and this is the first time you've seen the show, 2 times in my life, I've destroyed myself with drugs and alcohol. The first was in the early 2000s. I was a tweaker, meth addict, just the ones you see, the ones you're scared of, the one that will help. You know the difference between a tweaker and a thief? A thief will steal your stuff, right? And boom, be gone. A tweaker, he's going to steal your stuff and then he's going to help you look for it. That was me. I would steal right under your nose and then I would be like, oh no, man, let me help you look for it. It's in my back pocket. So yeah, I was that kind of a tweaker. Went to jail, almost did 15 years in prison. And then later in life, about in my late 30s, I became a raging alcoholic. Like it took 3 years to get there. And then the last 3 years of it, it was a fifth a night. I was a blackout drunk, ruining relationships, breaking my body, tearing my ACL until I had to go to a detox center. And that was on August 19th, 2019. That would have been my original sobriety date, but I relapsed. Right here, you can see it. White, orange, white, orange. 47 days in, I relapsed. And then I didn't look back. Something happened. The miracle happened that you hear in the readings in the AA and NA book. The miracle took place in my heart and I changed, and I haven't looked back since. I continued through my IOP. I transitioned out of there. I'm on step 7. I'm about halfway through step 7. I need to get back to that. Maybe one of these times I'll come up here and I'll just finish step 7 right here with you guys. And I have a book and we'll do that. And so I went through those steps and I started this channel so I could throw myself out in front of everybody, in front of everybody in my community, in front of everybody at my job. They all know I'm here on this platform doing this. And that put me in a position where I feel more urged to live above reproach. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be out here preaching it, I better be living it. I can't be shutting the camera off and then going downstairs and drinking whiskey.
I have a quote by Mel.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. What if you did?
That'd be hypocritical.
It's all a lie.
Piece of crap.
Just
Don't
kidding,
look
it's not a
back.
lie.
You're not going that way.
Linky says, "Don't look back. You ain't going that way." That's a good one, Linky. Beautiful. Krista says, "Meth and pain pills." Oh, I couldn't do the pain pills, Krista. I was a meth addict, and I loved the only downer I liked was whiskey. That was her too. She says, "Hey," Alicia says, "Hi. I got my house raided with my kids at home. Had to see my kids from behind glass. Luckily, when I went to jail, because I did about a year in jail and 4 months in a halfway house. And when I was in jail, I didn't have a wife or kids. Thank God. That would have been horrible." Mert says, "Yes, I was a bit of a hippie drunk. And then there were moments where I would get moody and I didn't want anyone to talk to me about my drinking." Yeah, me too. I went through a whole year, 2 years of that. I went to some meetings as much as I could. Oh, nice. I've been going to NA. So on Thursday nights, we have an NA Zoom meeting, which is pretty cool. Tonight, we had our first home group AA meeting online together. And that was cool seeing I haven't seen their faces for a while. So it was nice seeing everybody smiling. And the topic, of course, was gratitude, because what else is there to practice in a time like this but gratitude? We talked about yesterday when I Googled some good news, that the search term good news has skyrocketed as a search term lately. Everybody's looking for good news right now. Everybody's sick of the bad news, sick of the anxiety. So gratitude, it's a great thing to practice. How have you guys been practicing your gratitude? What do you do when you first wake up? What's your first thoughts in the morning? And if they're the negative thoughts, what are you doing to change them? Twinkle Toes. Thank you. Thank you there, Twinkle Toes. Amar, I was a very happy drunk and a very angry drunk. Hey, me too. As soon as I started drinking, I basically threw a bunch of eggshells on the floor, and I was like, if I hear one crack out of those, I'm going to freak out. But until then, I'm going to be happy and have fun. I need to find an NA online meeting. Hey, Ernie. Ernie. Why did I say Ernie?
Ernie. Because it looks like Ernie if you put Aaron in the Y.
That's what I saw. That's my dyslexic.
Ernie
So,
Ost.
on the Facebook group, or if you guys want to message me, you know my email address, right? Recovering Addict?
That's her job.
No, it's my job on this one.
Oh, you got the banner.
So right
That's
there,
me.
but Alicia, if you could put the Recovering Addict in the messages, that'd be great. But that's my email address, recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. If you connect with me on that, I will send you my home group meetings if you guys want to join us. They can have up to 100 in there.
Dang, that's a lot of people.
I know. And we don't have that many in there right now. I mean, we could
No.
use a few more fresh faces.
You got what?
So if you're looking for
10,
extra
15?
meetings, I do one on Thursday and I do one on Fridays as well. And then Sober James, if you're a Patreon of his, he has a Sober James kind of a meeting as well.
I got another quote.
Oh, Linky, in with another quote.
Rock bottom is where I made my new foundation.
Rock bottom is where we make our new foundation. That's true, bud. Where is your rock bottom? Who can tell me, who can define for me what is rock bottom? I should be dead with the amount of pills I took. On top of all that, I was always high on meth. I look back and it scares the heck out of me. Me too. I drank. I can't believe how much I drank. I went in and I blew a 2.97 on the thing. Oh, praying in the morning. Oh, good. That's good. Yeah. Say a prayer. New habits, new life, right? Sorry, Aaron. I didn't mean to call you Ernie.
Thanks, Ernie.
Thanks, Ernie. I was drunk as I got. The more, the better. Oh yeah. What did James say today? We were in the Zoom meeting when he talked about it. But if he was trying to control his drinking, he wasn't having fun. But if he wasn't in control of his drinking, he was having fun. And that is exactly me. I have a live at 12. Awesome.
That's
I'm going to
cool.
tune in. I've subscribed to you, and I'm going to make sure that I hit that notification. I was actually going to join you, not join you, but I was going to watch you live today. But I ended up in a like a Skype call with my uncle and my sister at the same time. We haven't talked for a while, so
I was in
wasn't able to make. Oh, Linky was there too. I'm looking for an NA meeting also. Well, reach out to me, y'all, and I'll make sure that we can make that happen.
Mrs. I was reaching out to you.
Yeah, what happened there? Is that like a comment in the comments? Yeah, if you didn't get that email, oh, it should be in the comments, I think. Okay, cool. So good for you.
Blast
Linky.
it, Alicia. Blast
Linky's
it.
rock bottom was literally
Concrete.
underneath a tire and rocks. Crushed his head wide open.
Yeah.
Hi, Linky. Remember that day?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, I remember the weights falling at Amos. That's about it. Crazy day.
Hey, nice to see a new name. I don't want to say it out loud because I know I'll pronounce it wrong. How do you say that, Alicia? You're smarter than me.
Emu.
E-M-M-U. Emu?
Imuke? Emuk.
Emu. Sorry, I'm a horrible reader in English and grammar. I dropped out of school when I was in 10th grade, and I moved out. That's what I tell people. I told people my whole life. I moved out when I was 15. I dropped out of school in 10th grade, and I moved out. And about 2 years ago, I had a supervisor, totally look up to this guy, nothing but respect. And he goes, "You didn't move out, you ran away." I was like, oh, dang. I guess I ran away. I didn't ever thought about it like
You're
that.
like, I'm in charge.
No,
I
I'm
moved
15.
out.
I was 15 and I knew everything. Moved out when I was 15. I went and lived with my buddy's parents and they took care of me. And then people had to continue to take care of me until I went to jail, and then the jail system had to take care of me.
Dad, when you were 15, you knew everything about drugs.
I tried to learn as much as I could. So Twinkle Toast says rock bottom was when my soul was shattered and didn't want to live anymore. So that's when you hit bottom and then started rising again. Corey says the stupidest time I had to be when I downed a fifth of Jack Daniels. That was a nightly thing for me. I was down in Black Velvet because it was cheap. And I actually wanted to drink Crown Royal and Jack Daniels. And I'd look at the bottle and be like, holy crap, 35 to 50 bucks, for a fifth. And I'm like, this is going to be gone tonight. Let me lay on my belly and crawl down to the back of the shelf. That'll do. A fifth for it was like a fifth for $9 or something.
I just threw a bottle of Jack Daniels away today.
Oh, the one that Amos had out that I left on my shelf.
Is that what that was from?
Yeah.
I was like, weird.
Look at, she says, I bought this gratitude journal. Ooh, a gratitude journal a while back and just started writing in it. It's pretty cool. It makes you realize what you're grateful for and should have gratitude. Oh, so does it steer you through gratitude as you're writing it and give you ideas? Hold on, I got to reply to somebody. They think that we are on. I think they're on an old live stream. It's Becky.
Betsy?
Or Betsy, sorry. Yeah, so she's trying to chit chat with us, you guys, but she's on the wrong one. Yeah, we are live though. Okay, maybe she'll come and find us on the.
Here, I'll send her the link to this one. I have her messenger.
Yeah, that's your guys' job. I'm trying to control comments here.
Keep talking. Just keep talking.
I knew you were going to keep your baby. I did too, and I'm glad. That made my heart warm. And them dang government workers, man, twisting your words drives me crazy. It is amazing, guys. Thank you. You left home at 15 too. Did you ever go back, Danielle? Did you ever go back home? I never have lived with my parents since. We did live with Felice's parents once, her dad. We moved in with him. We sold a house and then we lived with him for a few months. And that was the closest before we bought the house we're in now. That was the closest I ever went to living with my parents again. Couldn't live with my dad anyway, but. Amen. So Danielle says, got locked up for running away for a few months. I got caught stealing when I was 17. I got thrown in jail out in Michigan. I looked like I was 11 years old. I got caught stealing deodorant and carpet cleaner because I wanted to get my money back for an apartment. Back when you were 17, when I was 17, it's not like it was today. The technology wasn't there. Pagers just barely came out. I thought it was cool because I had a pager. And you could get away with a lot more of the paperwork stuff because the computer systems weren't quite what they are now, obviously. And I lied my way into this apartment. And obviously it turned into a party house. And we were just about kicked out because it always smelled like weed. We kept getting notes on the door. And then I had $17 in my pocket. I went and stole carpet cleaner so I could clean the carpet to try to get my money back. And nothing happened. We ended up getting booted. I ended up going to jail. I was 17, trying not to cry on the phone with my dad. Ooh, you know. And then I wonder why my son, you know, and then I think about my son, he's 15. I'm like, I don't remember being that dumb. But then I got to tell myself my story, and I'm like, oh yeah, you were that dumb without somebody disciplining you. So, Amos, you're lucky to have me in your life. Where are you?
He's been in the shower for like 2 hours.
He's gonna make our water bowl.
15-year-olds, man. Ooh-wee. Then my daughter, she's 8, and she thinks she's 15.
She's gonna be a handful.
What did Mert say? I accidentally clicked off his thing.
I
Oh, there
remember
it is.
something told me once.
I remember getting into a bicycle accident due to my drinking. Luckily, I wasn't seriously injured.
Betsy, did you
can
find
get
the
a DUI
shit?
for that?
Dad, I remember something you told us once.
What'd I tell you, bud? Right here.
Back then, you can go to the store and get like pockets full of candy for like 5 cents. But now, you can only go get a candy bar for $1.
Yep.
Because of security cameras.
Because Dad is old as dirt.
Because
And security cameras.
So true. Are the sober girls from Louisville still hanging out? I haven't seen a comment from them for a little bit. Hopefully, maybe they only had 1 hour. I know that they're in a treatment facility all locked down, and they got a little bit of strict rules, which is good for us. But they're still hanging out here with us in this picture. But while
Hopefully,
Alicia, did
Betsy
you get your
found
kids
it.
back? But while getting into the bicycle accident, I remember hurting my shoulder and bruising 3 of my fingers. Yeah, stinking drunk bruises. While getting into the bicycle, I just read that. It's on there twice.
It is on there twice.
What does never mean? I forgot. What did I ask?
Parents living with the parents.
Oh, she never went back. Thank you.
Alicia's doing your job well.
Yeah, that was good. Huh. Me and you got a lot in common there. They went with their dad, and no, but I saw them when I want. You see them when you want to. Well, that's good. I did. My relationship with my oldest is different. Yeah, I noticed that my oldest, compared to my youngest, living through my addiction, their relationship is definitely different. The older one, you know, they see with older eyes, and they're not as buffaloed to what you're actually doing. That's back when you walked to school in the snow and the shoes up. Yep, exactly. LT, that bicycle comment was on twice. Well, kind of. It says, but when getting to the bicycle accident, I remember hurting my shoulder and bruising my 3 fingers. While getting into the bicycle accident, I remember hurting my shoulder, scraping my back, and bruising 3 of my fingers. Oh, kind of. It was kind of on there twice.
But the second one had more detail.
Thank you for clarification, Bird. Over the more detail.
Yeah, we love him. Hi, Marilyn. Have we talked to Marilyn before?
We said hi to her in the comments a bit ago.
Awesome. Where are you from? What you doing here? How'd you find us? And
First I kick.
you in recovery as well? Oh no, I don't want to read this one.
I remember you mentioning it
yeah.
a few days ago.
I remember that.
That's tough.
That breaks my
Way
heart.
too hard.
We thought we were losing him.
Losing
We called him. So the first night at the doctor's, they took us into a conference room. They sat us down. And her stepdad actually had to calm me down because I was freaking out a little bit. And he told us if he makes it through the night. And so I nicknamed him Dr. Doom. And this guy would not break his bedside manners. He was totally professional. Just, you know, he was doing the doctor thing, which I can imagine he has to do when he's dealing with parents who are about to lose their child, you know, and he's in there on, you know, tubes from head to toe. And I'm about to lose it. I'm like, look, bud, you can't freaking tell me in 20 years of your mental or of your medical writings and stuff that you read through that give me at least a 50 fit. What is it? And he wouldn't break or nothing. And every time for about 2 weeks, the guy was just the bedside. And I'm not meaning cold, but just professional, right? Professional doctor. And finally, about 2 weeks in, I looked at him. I said, your nickname's Dr. Doom, don't you? And he was like, kind of snapped. And he's all, is that from family or the staff? And I was like, it's family. Don't worry. And finally that comment, and he snapped out of it, and then he smiled. I was like, whoa, you're smiling. And then we had a good talk after that. Dr. Doom. You remember that guy? Remember Dr. Doom?
I wish we could go see Dr. Doom.
I remember talking to him the first night. I don't
Yeah,
really
Dr.
remember his
Doom,
face.
man.
You gotta say it like this, Dad. Dr.
Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. Oh, I'm getting behind in the comments. I'm going back through them again. You'll keep that in mind next time. You got to refresh Linky's memory. His memory resets every.
Oh, riding the bike.
He still has a little bit of memory issues, but they're getting better. His memory's coming back. When he first got home, he didn't remember anything. Nothing. We had to label the bathroom. We had to label.
It was some of the stuff it was like he still remembered from before the accident. Like he still thought his bedroom was upstairs.
Yeah.
And we had to keep showing him his bedroom was upstairs now.
And something was ingrained in his head. Oh yeah, because so I have 3 sons, and right before the accident, he was 9, and I kicked them all out of our bathroom. I said, "You guys are never using our bathroom again. You stink. You're dirty little boys. Get out of our." You know how boys are, right? And so I kicked him out of our bathroom. But when we brought him home, we put his room back upstairs, and I told him that, hey, you can use this bathroom now. But that memory was still ingrained in his head from before the accident, and he would always, hey, can I use your bathroom, Dad? Remember that?
Yeah.
We had to put it on the door.
I had to make a sign so he knew he could use the bathroom.
Wasn't it like green and purple?
I think so.
Can't remember that.
Yeah, we all feel sorry.
He was still wobbly walking, so we didn't want him down the stairs.
Who was it? Do I remember?
Who was it?
Oh, the doctor's name?
No, Dr. Doom.
I don't remember what his real name was. Dr. Doom at Primary Children's and the ICU and the NICU. Was it the NICU or the ICU?
No, the
ICU.
ICU.
Was the ICU? Yes, 1 year of recovery. Right on. March 29. Oh, here's another birthday to write down. We like to write down birthdays, and hopefully
birthday.
you guys remind us of your birthdays, because I play little special. I'll make you a little special 30-second clip, especially in the times when you can't go and access and get these little tags or coins.
Well, that's over a year.
Mary.
Did you see what Mom said?
She feels bad because she forgot my chicken nuggets at McDonald's today.
She says you feel bad because you forgot her chicken nuggets at McDonald's today.
Trying to make up for it, Mom.
Most of the stuff that motivates me not to want to drink anymore is the stupid stuff that ends up happening, from friends not being friends to just being insanely foolish and not being careful at all. Yeah. Play that tape through and weigh the consequences, huh?
All right.
Good night, Twinkle Toes. Yeah,
Good night.
we will be back here tomorrow at night at 8 o'clock. And remember, if you guys want to help us, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and also share our videos with people.
Oh, Krista. I will write yours down.
Yeah, write hers down too.
Krista Skinner.
It's over 6 years.
And Ernie says, woohoo, Bearland. That's your new
April
name, Ernie. Sorry.
4.
You can call me Bert. 2014, man. That's good on you.
6 years.
What was I doing in 2014? I was 34. Oh, I was just barely drinking. I just barely started
I
drinking.
know what I was doing in 2014.
What?
Breaking bones.
Yeah, Linky, you broke all kinds of bones. I worked at the Hot U for 15 years in neurology and knew a lot of doctors. I bet you knew him then.
Yeah,
I bet
probably.
we could find him. Maybe I'll try to
Maybe
find him.
Steve. Maybe his name was Steve. I can see it on a chart of
How about
some
Debbie?
note
Do
I
you
read.
remember Dr. Doom? Do you remember that guy, Dr. Doom?
Yeah, Ma. What was his name?
Like, I'll remember.
Steve.
His name was Bob.
Saw a few of those videos. Yeah, thank you, Dan.
His name was Henry.
My 3-year will be on the 10th. This 10th of April? Yeah. Oh, did you write down her birthday?
Aaron, no.
Okay.
Did you put it in there? Aaron?
Make that a reminder so we can make Aaron a video coming up soon.
What about for Aaron?
Yeah.
Ernie.
Ernie. Yeah, Marilyn. Awesome. And yes, Krista, you're welcome. That's why we're here. We decided,
So
you guys,
April 10th.
that we're going to, this is number 19. This is the 19th day in a row that we've gone live, and we are going to do this for 1 year. We're going to try to do this for 365 days in a row. So we got a laptop, we got our cell phones, so there's no excuse that we couldn't do it. We can do it anywhere in the world through this StreamYard app that we use. So there's no excuse. It's a goal I'm setting because that will give me 1 year clean, well, plus 6 months, and keep me in recovery, and hopefully reach one person that will stay clean for the rest of their life and go and spread the news just like we are.
I got a Chuck Norris joke.
Chuck Norris joke away.
I don't know what happened to Betsy.
Right.
I tried.
Chuck Norris has been diagnosed with the coronavirus. Coronavirus is now J14 in quarantine.
I love that one.
Oh, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Aaron, we're excited for you.
Wish I knew Dr. Doom's name.
Yeah, me too.
He's probably in the notes somewhere.
I bet we could Google him and find him. Wouldn't be that hard.
Probably. We've went and visited the other 3 doctors.
Siri,
Not that
who's
one.
Dr. Doom? Dr. John.
No, Lisa, what my goal is to do it every single night for a year and then see where we're at from there.
Oh, do you remember Dr. Doom?
And we are on the 19th live
Do you
stream
remember-
in a row. We started
remember the
on the
name?
16th, I believe. 3 weeks ago, about.
Dang it.
I just put it in a note somewhere.
Dude, I don't know who's Dr. Did you just tell a Chuck
I
Norris
can't
joke?
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one.
Come over here and tell everybody. This is my oldest son, Amos. He's the one that you don't see as often as the other two.
He's too
He's always in the
He's
shadows.
too cool.
He's 15, dude.
He's like in the
He's so
shadows.
cool.
Hiding in the shadows.
He's like all about Tupac.
This is why he doesn't come on, because we tease him.
He's never even seen him in concert like I
Neither of
have.
you,
How do you know?
because you told me.
Oh,
Baby sang Maynard in karaoke once.
tell us your joke, bud.
Oh,
Come right here.
I gotta go right there. Okay. So, when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, he had 3 missed calls from Chuck Norris.
They said hi, Amos.
Hello.
He's a funny boy.
Yeah, he had to live with my my drunken stupidness. I asked him the most because I kind of had this trust level with that level with this guy. But I'd wake up and like, was I a jerk? Was I an a-hole? Who do I need to apologize to? How did I handle it? Well, and sometimes it was like, no, you weren't that bad. And other times it was like, Dad, you got to quit drinking, man.
Or other times he'd ask and we just look at him like,
You don't remember? Let's not talk about that one.
we don't talk about it. We've erased it.
I never ended up naked though.
Or did you? We just didn't tell you.
Did I, Alicia?
Did he ever?
Oh.
That one time, remember?
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah,
Corey.
last time.
It is a big commitment, but we're committed to doing it, and we're not looking back, man. I believe that live stream is a new thing that's happening, and it's going out there. I don't see very few people doing this, and I don't think the Zoom meetings are. I know they're helpful, and I know that's nice to see your community, but I think the education without the anonymity needs to be brought out, and there also needs to be a platform where there's a feeling of Al-Anon, where you can talk to me, the drunken addict who ruined relationships. You're looking at 3 of them right now. And then her not being an addict, being able to explain how to get through living and sticking with somebody like me.
Get my book.
And
It's
then
on
you
the
can
table.
even hear what they went through, you know? Amos will get on here and tell you his story, I'm sure.
About what?
Living with me as a drunk.
I'm
Maybe we'll have a special episode with just me and Amos.
I'll show you guys what book helped me out a
On
lot.
top of his recovery,
That would be cool.
I have,
It's red one on the table.
and then on top of his recovery, I also have diabetes insipidus. It's very rare. Sodium.
It is very rare. Yes. No.
So unlike other diabetes, he can't flush sodium. So when his head got crushed, it hit his pituitary gland back here and enabled his body from flushing sodium. So he's on.
No, it disabled, not enabled.
Yeah, disabled. Thank you.
The dog.
Yes. This is the book that I read. It's called The Excellent Wife. It's a biblical book, so I don't know if all you guys like God or not, but this book helped me a ton. Taught me how to be a good wife and to love unconditionally.
So Aaron says, a little backstory might take more than this comment, but I run the only meeting in a small town in West Virginia, and we are a small meeting, like 2 to 4 regulars. And I have today that opening that meeting every Sunday has kept me clean, even if no one shows up, which happens a lot. But I always want to be there to unlock the doors just in case that one person decides that, that day they want to get clean. I know how you feel. What if we say we're on day 150 and we decide we'll take day 151 off, and there was that one person searching the internet that day we could have affected, why not? At least we know we tried. You know what I mean? Krista? I was a jerk to my kids a lot when I was coming down. Oh, yeah, I'll bet.
Oh, sorry, Kaden. You can't see his comment.
Where's it at?
That's a very awesome. It's on
You got to love that. Yeah, we love those Chuck Norris jokes around here. It will grow organically. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Our channel will grow organically.
Oh, hey, it's Kaden.
Hi, Kaden.
Hi, Kaden.
What's up, cuz?
What's up, cuz? Marilyn says, please give us the title and author of the book.
This book, I will make Alicia do it.
Lacey's on it.
This one.
Wait, what? That one? I'll post the other one.
She's fired.
What's up?
What's up? Oh my gosh, how old are we? When was that commercial?
I remember it.
Like 98.
We used to do that all day.
Wasn't it a Budweiser commercial?
Don't do
So
that.
chilling out, having a bud. No. What's up?
Call your buddy. What's up? Yep. I remember that.
Kaden.
Didn't they shoot the hell over like
Mars says I ran a similar meeting, Aaron. Kept me going early in recovery.
Ooh, you're
One
warm.
Or twice. I just sat and read by myself. Yeah. I enjoyed chairing meetings. And then before this epidemic hit, I volunteered to be the GSR at our home group. Megan, go lay down.
Oh, everyone else is over here.
Too many cords. Get out of here. Okay, come here.
She's
We'll just show you the whole family
she
real quick.
sulked away all
Come
sad.
No,
Come
not
here.
here, not here.
Come here. Alicia, you might as well come in here too. Come here. Come on. Take that comment off the screen. You say hi. You say hi to everybody.
Come on, Alicia, stick your head in here.
So this
We
is
love
a
you
family that's recovering from my alcoholism.
you love them?
This is Megan. She's a 5-year-old purebred German Shepherd. Most amazing dog ever. What?
For sure.
You want to go outside? You do?
I'll take that.
Good boy.
Watch
Oh,
out for
Megan.
the cords.
Oh, hey.
Oh, she's good.
Banana.
Oh, she's hair
hairy.
everywhere. Gross. Hairy.
Aw.
What?
True that, Merd.
I'll read Aaron. Did we read that one?
Absolutely. My sponsor started the meeting 10 years ago, and she really started to not want to go, but I have kept her in check. Good. That's what we got to do. Why? Because we recover better together.
Together.
You take backs.
Yeah, for sure.
There's dog hair everywhere.
Yeah, there's dog hair everywhere now. She said 90. Oh. 99?
Hey, Dad.
She's on the wrong one now, too.
There's too many.
Skinner.
What?
You know that's from me?
What?
Simpsons.
No.
Thanks, Lisa. You're amazing, too.
Dope.
Hey, dope is a drug.
What a
Don't
word,
say that.
man. Dude, dope.
Trigger.
Trigger. You just triggered link tie. All right, where is it? I'm going to read this right now. April 3rd. Here's the AA thought for the day. When I was drinking, I was absolutely selfish. I thought of myself first, last, and always. The universe revolved around me. When I woke up in the morning with a hangover, my only thought was how terrible I felt and what I could do to make myself feel better. And the only thing I could think of was more liquor. To quit was impossible. I couldn't see beyond myself and my own need for another drink. Can I now look out and beyond my own selfishness? Here's the meditation for the day. Remember that the first quality of greatness is service. In a way, God is the greatest servant of all because he is always waiting for us to call on him to help us in all good endeavors. His strength is always available to us, but we must ask it of him through our own free will. It is a free gift, but we must sincerely seek it. A life of service is the finest life we can live. We are here on earth to serve others. That is the beginning and the end of our real worth. And then the prayer of the day. I pray that I may cooperate with God in all good things. I pray that I may serve God and others and so lead a useful, happy life. Amen. What am I saying?
Brian joined and Mr. Smith.
Oh, sweet. Who's Jordan Smith?
Think
What's
it's
up, Brian?
the guy we work with, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Jordan. is joined.
Welcome to the show, Brian. My bag. It was a joke, Lisa. You know you're in recovery when you want to go to meetings. Yeah, absolutely. Service works keeps me sober and working in recovery part-time. Yeah, amen. All right. Well, y'all know what to do, right? Especially in this time, wake up tomorrow, have gratitude, stay strong,
Pray.
work your program. Oh, we didn't do that, did we? Ready? Let's do this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. And now I say this part. You know what to do. You guys stay strong. Seriously, work your gratitude. Come back. We'll be here tomorrow night at 8:00. Stay strong. Work your program. And remember, we recover better together.